District Championship Saturday tips off our coverage today at Arrows Arena for the Division II title match between Sandusky Bay Conference Lake Division rivals, who square off for a third time with a trip to regionals on the line. It's the top-seeded Truckers and upset-minded Lady Pirates of Perkins going head-to-head on the only place where you can catch the action live and free, so bypass the paywalls and enjoy the tournament basketball. On the way, next.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Tired of trying to find the one? Well, look no further than Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield. Panda can help you create your perfect driving partner today with our Spitzer Speed Pass. Browse our new and used inventory to find the vehicle you love.
Like a new Ram 1500 during the President's Day sales event.
Next, Spitzer Speed Pass allows you to apply for financing, value your trade, and build your payment. Then it's time to meet your match in store or we'll deliver right to your door.
Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, reaching the unreachable student, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. We offer relevant workshops for coaches and student athletes, and with virtual options available for all trainings, call today and schedule your first session. James One Incorporated, first in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
Welcome to the Spitzer Motors pregame show, where you'll find the best selection of new and used cars in Mansfield, Akron, Canton, Cleveland, and Youngstown. I'm Brian Skowronski. Effie James joining me today, and we got round 3 of this rivalry. All the chips are on the table. That's a pretty cool way to wrap up a district championship. Two teams, a lot of familiarity.
Absolutely. Two teams playing from the same conference, and you know, it's interesting when you get to this part of the tournament and you play a team that you've seen, because both coaches have, you know, they've went through all the game plans. They know they went through all the game film. There's nothing going to be new, so it's about who's going to execute tonight. Because you know, very rarely are you going to bring out a whole new offense for the game or a whole new defensive philosophy. So the teams know each other, and it's about execution. See who can get it done tonight.
It's been all familiar opponents along the tourney trail for Perkins so far. Third straight playoff game facing an SBC Lake Division foe. But they held second-seeded Bellevue to just 19 points in the semifinal, a game that you and I both seen with our own eyes here. And that was a team that knocked them off twice during the regular season, which is the case here tonight. Norwalk, of course, holding a 2-games-to-love lead, so anything can happen as tournament play, man.
Well, it is. They always say it's difficult to beat a team 3 times. Well, actually, I think that goes 2 times. But for this purposes, it's going to be difficult to beat a team 3 times, especially a team who is playing with great confidence. And that's exactly what Perkins is doing. They came in, you know, we watched them play against Bellevue the other night, and coming off that game, a tremendous defensive performance, you know, holding them to 19 points.
Yeah.
And, you know, really playing shutdown defense. They rebounded the ball very well, and they handled the ball very well. So, you know, they got to be coming in with confidence. Even though Norwalk has beaten them, they've got to be feeling like tonight's our night. It's tournament time. We're going to play our best ball tonight.
our MVP in the win over the Lady Red. How about the sophomore Cameron Van Vlera? Scored almost half the Pirates' points in the game. And what I like most about this young lady, she's pretty tenacious on the defensive end. She's one of the catalysts, along with the other four that are in the starting lineup, that they'll get after you. Possession in, possession out, Effie.
Yeah, Cameron, she had it going against Bellevue. She was really aggressive offensively, and you could tell the game plan against Bellevue, at least, was to drive the lane, get the ball inside, and Cameron done a great job along the baseline. I remember a couple backdoor plays where she was wide open for layups.
Sure.
As you talked about, she got out and ran in transition. Defensively, she was active, so she was engaged from the start, and they're going to need her to be the same way or even better tonight against Norwalk, the #1 seed.
Chuckers coming out, getting a big ovation from the student section foreman here in the house. And for them, they've been outscoring their opponents on the season by an average of 18 per game. So they're the most dominant team. They're worthy of the #1 seed, Effie. And you look at the tough Turney Trail, they defeat the #3 seed in Mansfield Senior. They had to come back from down big. And then the #4 seed in Shelby, the defending district champion. So it ain't been easy for them to get to this part of the season.
Yeah, it's been tough, and you can tell it has matured them as a team. They were down in the game earlier this week, and it's like they weren't even phased. They just kept going, kept playing hard, and got a few turnovers, and things started to go their way. And that's kind of become their identity as a team. Just they're going to keep coming at you no matter what. And with a star like Brooklyn Davis, she's going to put her imprint on the game no matter what, and she has in their last 2 wins.
Segue, baby. Let's check out our player spotlight brought to you by Spitzer Motors, and it's got to be the Co-District 6 Player of the Year. This girl was awesome in the win over Shelby, 24 points, 11 rebounds, and throughout the regular season, 12 and 7 for her, night in, night out. She's getting it done, and we're about to tip things off. So we'll now send it back down to the floor for the playing of our national anthem.
Gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Okay, a little a cappella rendition that time with the Star Spangled Banner, and I gotta say, I'm a little surprised. We've seen Jason Goings the other night. He was the janitor. He was running the concession stand. I thought he was going to be singing too, Effie.
Well, that is actually, I believe that's Jason's son,
It is.
Cameron, so he may as well keep it in the family. No use in contracting out that work. Doing a great job by Cameron.
All right, Effie, it's time to check out my key to victory for both sides here tonight. And you saw both of these teams the other day, so tell me if I know what I'm talking about, all right? So for the Pirates, I loved what they did against Bellevue, where they just stood straight up. They allowed a lot of dribble drive and penetration, but they never jumped. They just stood their ground, and if they wall up on the interior tonight against Norwalk, hey, they just held their last opponent to 19. Why not taste some more success doing the same thing?
That's right, and I agree with that. Their defense is solid, and I think my key for them tonight is to finish their defensive possessions by rebounding the basketball, which means you have to keep Brooklyn Davis off of the offensive board. That's going to be key for them. You can play solid defensively and force a tough shot, but if Brooklyn Davis is around it, she gets her hands on it. As we saw, the bulk of her points are going to come off of offensive rebounds. So if you can keep her off the glass, you can kind of negate her effectiveness. So that's going to be key for the Lady Pirates tonight.
And our Spitzer Motors key to victory tonight for the Norwalk Lady Truckers. This is a team that they can get up and down the floor, so I think if they can just speed up that Pirate ship, force them to play at your speed, it's going to be a successful night for the #1 seed. They'll be moving on to the regional.
Yeah, I really like that key for them because the Pirates really want to dictate the tempo. If they're able to slow this game down and make it a quarter-court game where they can set up their defense and Norwalk sets up their defense, they could have an advantage. So it's going to be key for them to get out and run when they have opportunities.
Non-starters being announced here right now for Norwalk to a big ovation. It definitely seems like they're the fan favorite here in the building this afternoon, Effie. They got a student section here. They got a lot of fan support, and I think that's so key and crucial when you get to this point in the season, traveling well, coming down here to Ashland from Norwalk, and they're getting a lot of love.
Yeah, and that is key. I've talked about that a lot because when your community is behind you, especially at tournament time, it's worth points to me. I've always said that. When your community is there, your students, your school, your classmates are supporting you in the tournament, it's worth points. It gives you energy on the floor. So it's important for communities to get out and support these local teams because it has a lot to do with whether they win or lose a lot of times. So it's great to see the Norwalk fan base traveling so well.
And here's the starting lineup tonight for the Perkins Lady Pirates. They've got a couple of seniors in the mix, that being Maggie Farley and, of course, Cameron Kaufman, the do-it-all everything specialist for the squad. Haley Brunner, the sophomore, joined in the backcourt, along with Cameron Van Vlera, and then Kendall Zier, the junior, the three guards on the outside. It's a tough, rugged team, Effie.
Yeah.
I like the way they play.
Well, and I like their activity defensively. They played primarily a 2-3 zone against Bellevue, and they were so effective because they got length, they have some size, and they're active with their hands, and they are very tough to score on the inside. But what we did see from Norwalk is they have the capability of knocking down some outside shots. The thing that the Bellevue was not able to do against the Lady Pirates was knock down enough outside shots. So it'll be interesting to see if Norwalk can hit some outside shots and pull out that Lady Pirates defense.
They've got Kenzie Smith starting tonight along with Abby Koenig, a couple of sophomores in the backcourt. Summer Molman is in the interior along with Brooklyn Davis. And then Kylie Moser, their three-point specialist on the perimeter, the starting five tonight for the Norwalk Lady Truckers, who kind of their calling card. They were a little bit sloppy in the win over Shelby. They turned it over, I think, 20 times, too, against Mansfield Senior. But you'll take those if you're giving 110% effort. And I think that's what these girls do every second they're on the floor.
Well, and that's true. But one thing you can't have that many turnovers against Perkins because they are going to slow the basketball game down. Those possessions you're gonna have to maximize every possession because they are going to try to slow you down and limit you to one shot. So this will be an interesting contrast of styles tonight, and we'll see who wants it more. Move on to the district.
And the opening tip is won by the Lady Pirates as we wrap up our Spitzer Motors pregame show when we get into the action here. Winner moving on, of course, to the round of regionals, and right away seeing Koenig being disruptive, getting in the passing lane.
Yeah, that was a nice set play out of the start of the game. The pass was a little bit offline, but it was set up. What could have been an easy layup for Perkins there if they would execute a little bit better.
Get the entry into the backcourt. Here's Kaufman, three-sport star up at Perkins. Sitting down and playing some nice defense right now.
Yeah.
Summer Molman.
Norwalk playing their solid man-to-man defense. Really getting a lot of pressure on the basketball, challenging the ball handlers.
But this is what we've seen them do throughout this tournament run, Effie, is that they don't mind taking a minute or 90 seconds off the clock. They're going to wait and get a good shot, and that one comes up short on the first offering here of the night from Brunner, and it's out of bounds over to the Lady Truckers.
Well, and that's the key, and I think that time Perkins just got a little antsy. Normally they'd work it until they get the shot they want, but that time they settled for the jumper.
Coming out with that trapping zone look. Norwalk almost gave it away. Now they'll regroup. Kenzie Smith puts it up straight away, bottoms up.
Well, that is a nice shot by Kenzie Smith, and those are the type of shots that can change the game right away if she can continue to hit those shots.
Pirates looking to answer at the other end. Off target there for Zaire, and it's going to belong to Norwalk.
We'll see, and I don't think that the Lady Pirates can get into a shot-for-shot match with Norwalk. They want to take their time, get great shots, pound it inside, draw fouls, and slow this game down. They don't want to try to play at their pace.
Press breaker works out. Koenig now. Quick step, puts it up left hand, and she's fouled. So a couple of free throws on the way here for the sophomore. The leading scorer this season for the Lady Truckers. She's really emerged as one of their go-to players on the offensive end.
Well, and that's a nice drive inside. She looked for the contact. She didn't shy away, tried to get the three-point play, and that's a nice aggressive drive for her first points on the evening.
Abby just a 43% free throw shooter on the season. But she goes 2 for 2 here, so a great start for the sophomore in this one.
And this 2-2-1 full court pressure was very effective against Shelby, and it has given Perkins some problems here early.
Short quarter jumper, way too strong. Van Vloret working inside, and she's going to get fouled. The first one on Brooklyn Davis.
Well, and another jump shot was a good look, but they were able to, Van Vleera was able to get the offensive rebound because she's active. But the game is already looking a lot different than the game last week. We saw the Lady Pirates really force the ball inside, where right now their first 3 shots have all been perimeter shots. So right now they are playing Norwalk's game, and if they want that to change, they've got to get more aggressive getting to the basket.
Davis clears with the rebound, sends it ahead for Koenig. Now Abby, nice head fake down the lane, too strong off the glass. Rebound up for grabs. And it's saved back to the Truckers, who bury a huge triple. Summer moment. 7-point cushion.
Summer take advantage of that second chance opportunity as we get a timeout by the Lady Pirates. But again, that changes the game. 2 threes early in this game for the Lady Truckers. That could change the whole philosophy of the Lady Pirates defensively.
And that's what Summer's done all season long. She averages 7 points per game. Almost all of her scoring on the season has come from three-pointers. That's her 131st made triple on the season, Effie. The game's really changed these days.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have 3-point specialists now, which it's amazing how things have changed.
Want to say what's up to everybody watching out in Facebook and YouTube land, and make sure that you drop us comments throughout the game, and we'll read them right here on air. Going in, I see Greg's dropped us a couple already. Go Blue, beat the Pirates. He's sending out some love to Brooklyn Davis, too. Oh, we'll showcase her definitely throughout the course of the night. She's been our back-to-back MVPs during the tournament run. She's going to get her love. Clean look inside. What a catch. Van Vleera can't connect, though. Molman's calling for it. She hit the last one.
She thought about it.
And it gets to the zone. That's the best way, of course, to bust them out of it, is just to knock down some long-range shots.
Yeah, and you can see how the Lady Pirates zone has gotten, they had to bring it out a little bit further than they like.
There it is, right on cue. 10-point lead. Summer 6 points on a couple of triples.
And that is all of their field goals tonight have been three-pointers. 3 for 3.
And Perkins can't handle the pressure. They throw it out of bounds as we take a look on the Bo Lacey replay. Nothing but net from Molman on the two-lady game there on the far wing.
Confidence growing for the Lady Truckers here.
Summer threw it into no man's land. Smith unable to keep it back in bounds.
Substitution for Perkins, number 22, Haley Bruner, and number 52.
So Bruner checks back into the game. So does Kendall Zier for the Pirates. Go ahead.
And Kendall Zier has done a great job against Bellevue with her defensive presence inside, and they're going to need that tonight against Brooklyn Davis as the Lady Pirates turn it over again. Their second turnover in the last 3 possessions.
It's a bad decision that time by the senior Kaufman. Allowed the pressure to get to her, and she threw it over the top of everyone. Davis really hasn't even touched the basketball offensively. Great sign if you're a Norwalk fan.
Right. Well, and we talked to her in the postgame about, I told her to tell her coach to draw up some more plays for her as the Lady Truckers turn it over their second.
Kate Olery, their sixth lady, coming off the bench. Big strip that time. And that's a ginormous triple. Zier with the first field goal of the night for Perkins.
That is huge for Zier. They needed a field goal.
Back the other way, Moser with a quick response. So the lead swells back up to 9. And obviously this pressure giving Sandusky Perkins all sorts of fits in the early portion of the contest. And Smith almost came away with another turnover right there.
Really aggressive play, and again, that's part of tournament basketball, and you don't want the officials calling every little touch. You don't want them to be able to just hack at your arms, but it's aggressive play. Great defense by the Lady Truckers.
Here's Van Valera from the top of the key. Off the drive, took a couple steps, and a traveling violation.
And that's a tribute to the great defense inside. She tried to pick the ball up and really had nowhere to go with it, so that's great defensive pressure by Lady Truckers.
3 giveaways by the Pirates here in the first 5 minutes and change. They'll set up Summer, top of the key, now just gives off to Smith. And some instruction coming in from the sideline. Brock Manlint wanted to see him get into a set. Perkins won't let him.
And as you can see, Brooklyn Davis, when she gets her hands on the ball, she draws a lot of attention, as she should. That time, knocked the ball away, but able to maintain possession.
Smith, good look inside. Now they'll swing it back out top for Koenig. And the Truckers reset.
And right away, the Lady Pirates have switched to man-to-man, a different look for them defensively.
Smith attacking, and she'll draw the foul, heading to the free throw line. Just a nice aggressive drive, good around the back right there to kind of catch Olery off guard.
Yeah, Kate Olery was doing a great job defensively, moving her feet, but at the very last minute she couldn't resist bringing her hands down, and that's what cost her the foul because she was playing solid defense with her feet.
Couple hops off the rim, won't fall there for Smith. Lady Truckers just 61% as a unit from the free throw line on the season. Kenzie, one of the worst on the team, 42%. Cans the second. Oh, another giveaway. Summer, too hard off the square. So the Pirates catch a bit of a break here, and that's a unforced error right there. You can't get much more wide open than that.
Wide open. I think the ball slipped out of her right hand as she was going up and lost that golden opportunity.
Kaufman attacking down the lane, the kick out, wide open, 3-ball, and the second make for Zaire.
Kendall Zaire has found a spot on that right wing, knocks it down again.
She's got 6 of the 7 right now for Perkins. Meanwhile, Davis establishing herself down on the block. I mean, look at the position, Effie. I mean, she just kept backing down inside on Kaufman.
Yeah, that's nothing you can do. She does such an excellent job of using her body, positioning well, and she got the ball in deep. You can't double quick enough, so that's just a great job offensively by her and being aggressive, getting the ball up on the backboard.
Swish's free throw number 1 of 2.
Well, and the thing about Brooklyn Davis is, you know, she doesn't, as we talked about, she doesn't force the game. She allows the game to come to her. And, you know, she's, as we've seen, she'll turn it on in the second half. That's her game.
It's the first 2 points of the contest for the District 6 Player of the Year. Foul on the floor with a bump here. I think this is going to go against the sophomore Koenig. Actually, it'll go on Moser coming from the backside with the help. 2 fouls now on Norwalk. Perkins has 3. And what's that turnover number? 5 for them, Effie?
5 turnovers for Perkins, and I thought they missed 2 opportunities for open layups, just kind of overpassing, and they haven't had many looks inside in the game so far. So we're going to get a quick timeout.
Definitely surprised that Kaufman, who's far and away their leader on offense this year, didn't elect to shoot it when she got at the rack. Because she's been so good all season. Cameron Kaufman, and I mentioned that she's a 3-sport stud. I think that she's going to be a scholarship athlete at the next level, playing softball. Also plays a fall sport too, pretty impressive. So this is a girl, they're going to need her to turn it up here.
Right. And
held scoreless, I think, so far.
Right, and Cameron Kaufman, she done a great job in the game against Bellevue, because she was able to, once she got her hands on the basketball, it was like, okay, I'm taking over. And we talked about this during the game. Sometimes you need your best players, your best athletes, or just your gamers at some point to take it on your shoulders. She was able to do that against Bellevue. She's not going to have opportunities to be as selfless as she was trying to be on that last play if they want to walk away with this win.
Yeah, sometimes it's of detriment sharing on the basketball floor. Davis pushed way out here to trigger this set. She's got good position down on the block, her and Kaufman. That's a fun matchup, the 2 seniors. Quick hands. Koenig recollects, able to rip it out of there.
And defensively, that's their calling card, being very active with their hands. Normally they're playing zone, but Norwalk has forced them to be more man-to-man, and there's a turnover.
Kaufman coming away with it. Nice bounce pass. Van Vlera running the floor. Huge bucket that time for Perkins, as trying to battle their way back into this game.
All right, great job that time by Perkins, and Kaufman with the quick hands. Van Vlera getting out and running in transition, as we've become accustomed to seeing her do.
Want to get it to Davis on the block. Always a good decision, though. Kaufman with some fast hands, and they're going to throw it into the backcourt. So Perkins starting to do some nice things. We'll take a second look at that last transition bucket, and they'll probably need a couple more of those as the night grows along, because Norwalk, as much as they're pressuring, that's what you can do to them, Effie, if you can get out on the run.
Absolutely, and that time Kaufman done a great job defensively of working early, getting Brooklyn Davis out of that position, forcing a bad pass.
Van Vlera just before the horn, off target, and that takes us to the end of one. Norwalk with a hot start. They lead it by 7.
Tired of trying to find the one? Well, look no further than Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield. Panda can help you create your perfect driving partner today with our Spitzer Speed Pass. Browse our new and used inventory to find the vehicle you love.
Like a new Ram 1500 during the President's Day sales event.
Next, Spitzer Speed Pass allows you to apply for financing, value your trade, and build your payment. Then it's time to meet your match in store, or we'll deliver right to your door.
Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
One quarter in the books of a scheduled 4 Sandusky Bay Conference Lake Division foes to decide who will move on to the round of regionals. I'm Brian Skowronski. Effie James is with me here today. And what would you say was the biggest storyline in the first 8 minutes, Eff?
Well, I think the style difference and Perkins coming out of their tightly packed zone to play man-to-man because Norwalk was able to hit some perimeter shots. So, and another turnover by the Lady Pirates. That's 6 for them this half. But I think the fact that Norwalk was able to hit some early shots from the perimeter really changed what the Lady Pirates wanted to do defensively. So now they've got to get out and play tough man-to-man and try to contain Brooklyn Davis on the boards.
We're going to get a blocking foul here on a little bit of a sloppy possession. And as we're just 20 seconds in, we've already had 2 turnovers, 1 each side.
Right.
Tough job just trying to get into the offense that time for Norwalk. And Smith's going to get double teamed in a tough spot here.
Wow.
But everything opens up and she goes straight to the rack.
Wow. Like I said, she found herself right in front of the rim. Wide open layup for Kinsey.
Nice skip pass, Kaufman. The lefty pumped up right there, as that's an air ball from Ullery. Turnover there. Conan tried to sneak it inside to Davis. Kaufman back the other way, and she gets creamed by a couple of Norwalk defenders.
You know, and this is the pace that Norwalk wants to play at. And as we talked about, you know, yeah, they're going to have some turnovers. They're up to 6 turnovers as well. But they'll sacrifice that to get the pace where they want. Perkins has been playing better, though. They've been handling the pressure. They've just got to execute offensively and get the ball inside and get better quality looks at the basket.
They'll have to bring it out to the wing here with Hartley, who just checked in. Now looking to get into a set with Bruner. Kaufman saw a little crease. Misfired though, short with the shot.
And that's a shot that Kaufman could hit. She just short-armed it. It was wide open in the lane.
Smith looking for back-to-back buckets. Van Vlera came over and made it tough. But Norwalk with the second opportunity here.
That is 4 offensive rebounds for the Lady Truckers, and you know that's a recipe for disaster.
Oh, sick left-handed pass in traffic that time by Smith. And again, third opportunity now on this possession for Norwalk. Molman on ball screen, rolls, and a foul on the way to the cup that time. Going to be on the floor as Mosier got into attack mode.
And the Lady Truckers, you can see, got really good ball movement, which creates driving lanes against the man-to-man defense. They move the ball well, and sometimes when you got great ball movement, it creates open space, and then you can put the ball on the floor and try to penetrate to the lane like they did that time.
They're going to bring Cam Kaufman off the floor here with 6:11 to go. See how long they go without their senior standout. And again, Davis establishing herself down low on the block. Van Vlera just got a little pinky on that one.
Right, with Van Vlera and Kaufman playing physical against Davis here early, trying to beat her to position on that block, because if she gets position, it's going to be tough to stop her from scoring.
Bringing up top, Molman's hit 2, not this time. And Cameron with the rebound. Sends it ahead now for Ulrey. And the woes continue at the offensive end here for Perkins.
And a number of their turnovers have just been kind of careless ball handling turnovers, not necessarily pressure related. So they've got to get those cleaned up so they can give themselves opportunities to score.
Meanwhile, at the other end, this 3 off target, but the Truckers have just dominated on the offensive glass and bailed out here as they'll have some free throws on the way. Second look on the Lacey Construction replay.
Yeah, you know, it's a physical game, and again, you got to give credit to the driver. So when somebody's driving hard, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt. If you go, you know, kind of weak inside, officials aren't apt to make that call. But when you're going strong to the basket, being aggressive, they'll give you the call.
And a nice 46-second break there for Kaufman. Right back into the mix. Oh, and there's our little Pirate guy. He's back over there making an impact too, keeping the ball into the field of play. And he was really trolling Effie. We saw him in the pregame. He was standing right next to the Norwalk Truckers with his sign.
Right.
That was good stuff.
That's cool.
Oh, up to 8 on the 10 count, make it 9, and that's going to do it. 10-second violation, kind of a rarity. You don't see a ton of those.
No, you don't. And one thing you cannot do is dribble through full court pressure, especially when it's a zone-type trapping defense. You cannot dribble. You've got to be able – your teammates are key. You know, I never blame the ball handler when there's a turnover against pressure. Your teammates got to make themselves available to pass the basketball.
Both Koenig sisters out on the floor right now, along with Molman, who sets up this three-point shot from Moser, and this time she buries it.
Wow.
First points of the night for Kylie Moser. And Perkins needs another TO as they sense this thing getting away from them early.
Well, and again, 4 threes for Norwalk in this half, and it just changes what you want to do defensively. You have an idea of what you want to be defensively, but when teams come out and they hit outside shots, which is essentially what you're going to give up in a zone defense, it changes what you have to do. And then this full court pressure is giving them problems because I think the Lady Pirates are trying to dribble too much. They're trying to dribble too much through it rather than spacing the floor and trying to make direct passes, where on the other end, if you can pass the ball ahead, you can attack them and get layups. But right now, I think the Lady Pirates, and I think that's what Coach is talking to them about right now, is pass the ball ahead, and then we can attack the press and get layups out of it. But if you're going to dribble it, that plays right into the defense's hand. They get a solid full court pressure.
Our key to the game tonight, speed up the Pirate ship. Norwalk has done a phenomenal job of that. This is not really Perkins' game. They don't like the up and down style, Effie, and that's why you're seeing the 13-point differential right now on the scoreboard, because the Truckers, they're dictating the action.
Yep, exactly. And we knew that would be a key. If Perkins wanted to play their game, they can't get into the jump shot for jump shot game. They've got to be able to handle the basketball and make this game a little bit slower of a tempo.
Kaufman double team. Someone's got to be open. It's Van Vlera with the flash to the middle of the floor.
There you go.
And traveled as she went dominating down the lane. We'll take one more look at it.
That's a tough call. Ooh. That's a tough call. But you can see once they got the ball to the middle to Van Vlera and they attack the press, that's what they can get. And, you know, I think that's a tough call on the travel because that's how you're going to defeat that pressure.
Cameron responds, though. Sets it up for Mannion. And she'll come get the basketball. Kaufman now to the middle. Looking to get aggressive now. I like it. Yeah. Cam Kaufman with the big jumper right there. Her first points here in the contest.
Yeah, and Cameron Kaufman is, you know, you don't tell players to force shots, but she's going to have to impose her will offensively to get Perkins back into this game.
Foul on the drive here. Moser's got a couple free throws in her future. And that's going to be number 2 on Kaufman, and that's his 7th team foul now, so bonus action on the way for Norwalk the rest of the half.
And again, it's so difficult when you have a game plan and you're not able to execute it because Norwalk has been so solid shooting from the outside. The Pirates probably not an excellent man. You don't want to play man-to-man against this team unless you have to, and they're having trouble keeping the ball in front of them, and which is leading to a lot of fouls and putting a lot of the Lady Truckers on the line.
Perkins with 3 fresh bodies back into the mix. Kaufman pulls down the board. 0 for 2 on that trip right there by Kylie to the free throw line. Now Zaire wrapped up, double teamed, spun her way out of it. They send it ahead. Does Norwalk in the transition bucket? Good for Emily Koenig. And Perkins needs another timeout. Spending a lot of these.
Well, you know, when you're having trouble against the pressure, it just accelerates everything. Now you're giving up easy baskets because you're turning the ball over, and those live ball turnovers could really it could turn this game into a blowout. If they don't start to take care of the basketball, live ball turnovers can really let this thing get out of hand. So what they have to do against this pressure is figure out how to get the ball to the middle like they did the last possession. Got it into Van Vleera in the middle. She turned and attacked the rim. That is the only way you can really affect this full court pressure.
Diving back into the comment section, I see Ricky says, go Norwalk and get that win. Wants to see him bring the big trophy back home up north. And right now they are in the driver's seat. The fans going nuts. They're having a good time here. And this is what it's all about, community-based action. And I love that there's so many dudes here in the building supporting these young ladies.
That's nice. A lot of guys from the basketball team I could see are on the in the student section there for both teams actually, which is great to see.
Really key 3 minute and 20 seconds here to close out the second quarter for Perkins.
Right.
Kaufman trying to take matters into her own hands. Davis has to go down to her knees to force the jump ball. It's going to stay down here at this end with the Lady Pirates.
Yeah, and I can see that, you know, Cameron Kaufman, she senses that, you know, she's got to get it going offensively. She's got to be a catalyst along with Van Vleera. They've got to get their hands on the basketball.
Looks like we're going to get a foul here on the action out of bounds. And that'll be on Davis, her second. She's going to check out.
Well, and, you know, that's significant with Brooklyn Davis out, just over 3 minutes to go. This is a chance for Lady Pirates to try to make a run here.
Big runner right there. Pirates need all the points they can get right now, and it's Kendall Zaire. Back to an 11-point margin here for Norwalk. Smith, strong off the glass, and a one and done, one of the few we've seen.
Right.
So the Pirates looking for back-to-back buckets for the first time tonight. Kaufman backdoor. Good look, wide open shooter, nothing but net.
Excellent execution that time. Cameron Kaufman, nice backdoor cut. She drew 2 defenders, kicked it out for a wide open look. Great offense that time.
First deuce of the game for Mannion. And now Koenig almost got a 5-second call on her. Emily does a nice job of evading the trap from the corner, but she lost the handle. Here comes Cam on the run. Pull-up jumper, and she's fouled.
Yeah, you got to love the aggression right now. Cameron Kaufman and Van Vleera are both playing really tough defensively. They've turned up their intensity. And you can just see it in Cameron Kaufman's eyes. She's like, no, we've got to get this going. She's not going to let this game get away from her. She's been super aggressive here these last few possessions.
Substitution for Perkins, number 24, Cameron
Van Vlera getting back into the mix here. And the senior missed them both. Abby spins in traffic. Van Vlera with a huge block shot. But Cameron had it taken away from her by Kenzie Smith. Tried to throw it ahead, tipped. Now a step through. Abby, really challenging shot.
Right.
Tried it with the right hand on the opposite side.
It is getting physical out there. It is very physical play out there. Clean play. Both teams are playing hard, but it is getting physical.
From the elbow, Cameron squares up. Summer on her. Now a deep three, Zaire. Smith on the run, 2-on-2 for Kenzie. She's going to step into a transition triple. Tipped out and on brand here for Norwalk in this first half, creating more looks. Second possession here with the offensive rebounds.
7 offensive rebounds for Norwalk here in the first half, and you know it has made a difference in the score. They usually take advantage on the second chance opportunity.
Summer had it deflected on the kick out. Smith retrieves. She looks to go to work left hand.
Wow.
And now Kaufman slowing things down. I think getting some instructions. They might want the last shot here of the half.
Right, and I think that's what they'll try to do. I don't know if this pressure will be too much for them, but they'd like to get the last shot here of the quarter.
Kaufman puts her head down. Too strong with the shot. Emily Koenig with the rebound. Now they've got Molman in transition, and I think she traveled. She did. So a good look ahead. But Summer 1, 2, 3 steps.
Right.
And it's going to give the Pirates an opportunity now with 3.2 ticks remaining on the clock. Try to make things a little bit tighter.
Number 21, Lucy Schwarber. And number 1, Haley Redmond.
So we've got 2 quarters in the books here in this district championship showdown between longtime rivals Perkins and Norwalk, and right now the Lady Truckers heading into the locker room feeling pretty good, up 9. Keep it here. We've got our halftime show presented by Spitzer Motors on the way. We'll break down some first half stats, give you our opinions on what we've seen, and then get you ready for quarter number 3. It's live and free right here on the OH Report. Keep it locked.
Enough about me. Let's start the show. Starring me.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I will soon, soon. Knew as a child back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my room, room. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom. I'm in a whip, so I gotta zoom. They tryna talk, they not in a room. I've been so real, I'm dead to the tomb. They in the way.
Coffee light on the soy milk and gently stirred. And don't forget the sugar this time either.
I'm doing fine. Don't see the vision, they looking so blind. I hear my.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Tired of trying to find the one? Well, look no further than Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield. Panda can help you create your perfect driving partner today with our Spitzer Speed Pass. Browse our new and used inventory to find the vehicle you love.
Like a new Ram 1500 during the President's Day sales event.
Next, Spitzer Speed Pass allows you to apply for financing, value your trade, and build your payment. Then it's time to meet your match in store, or we'll deliver right to your door.
Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, reaching the unreachable student, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. We offer relevant workshops for coaches and student athletes, and with virtual options available for all trainings, call today and schedule your first session. James One Incorporated, first in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
Tonight's high school basketball tournament broadcast brought to you live and free by our generous sponsors, Spitzer Motors of Mansfield. Make sure that you click on their link down in the description to check out the best selection of cars in all of the greater Mansfield area. 89 Homes and Building Improvements also has their website attached, so if you're looking to get a brand new build, if you got a dream home in mind, they can make it come true. ArcelorMittal, over 130 years strong in Ohio. They hire for some big-time, awesome jobs right here in our own backyard. And Lacey Construction, done right, on time, with experience you can trust. Spherion Mid-Ohio. Go to midohiojobs.net if you're looking for your next career move and or if you're looking to get somebody hired at your job. And then James One Inc., They do all of the best preparation for your business, your school. If you need to know how to conduct yourself in the work environment, Effie and the guys will get you up to speed. And with that, it is time for our halftime show presented by Spitzer Motors of Mansfield. And we got a pretty good game going here, 24-15. It's Norwalk in front right now, Effie. Been really impressed with their defensive intensity per usual, but what's been most dominant for them is they're just getting after it on the offensive glass.
Well, they are, and the biggest thing about how they've been able to dominate offensively, they got, of their 13 rebounds, 7 of them are offensive. So they've given themselves second chances, which on a few occasions have led to second chance threes. So when we look at, the statistics and we break those down, the turnovers are the same. Both teams, 9 turnovers in the half. But the biggest difference is the three-point shooting of the Lady Truckers, knocking down 4 big threes in that half. And after the Lady Pirates settled down, it's really field goal for field goal has been an even game. It's just that the difference has been the Lady Truckers knocking down those 3-point shots. And, but I also thought, Brian, that last 3 minutes of the second quarter was huge. I think we both kind of saw that, if the Perkins doesn't do something, this game is going to get out of hand. And they had their last 2 or 3 possessions, they had field goals scored. So that was huge for them going into the locker room. They're down 9, but I thought, they done a great job of getting some momentum going into the locker room.
But they still trail by nearly double digits here. And as we take a look at our Star Watch through 2 quarters of action, Brooklyn Davis has not done much, just 2 points so far on the night. Obviously, they haven't needed her, Effie, because they've had other girls step up. Summer Molman's knocked down a couple of big triples, but certainly you'd love to see Brooklyn get her hands on the basketball a few more times down on the block.
Well, absolutely. And again, I think we counted, they tried to get into her a couple of times, but I think she actually got it on a post entry once in that first half. But you have to credit the Lady Pirates defense. They've been able to keep her off the offensive glass. They have given up a lot of offensive rebounds, but not to Brooklyn Davis. So that is a plus for them. But for Davis, we've seen her just allow the game to come to her, and the second half is her time, and that's when she gets more active. So for the Lady Truckers, it's a lot of the same. They continue to hit outside shots and keep the pace where they want it. They'll be moving on to districts, but for Perkins, they have got to change and play a little bit better defense, take a little bit better care of the basketball, and they can make this a game.
And you see the graphic there, Abby Koenig as well. She puts up over 12 per contest. Really didn't have much of an impact in the semifinal win to get here, and not doing a ton offensively here tonight. So it's been the others who have stepped up for the Truckers.
Absolutely, and they have been able to, knocking down those threes and, just playing solid defense has been the key. And when you can get contributions from your others, that's always a plus.
So it's Norwalk basketball to open up our second half action. Smith been really confident with the basketball. Sets up Molman. Couldn't cash in her third trifecta. And a one and done here for Perkins. That's a good sign for them. Zaire, coast to coast, took it with the right hand scoop shot. And out of bounds, they're going to say last touch by the Lady Truckers. Take a second look.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I mean, the referee's 2 inches from the basketball, so you'd think he'd have a clean look.
Right.
Kaufman turns inside, going right at the smaller Smith. The sophomore able to hold her ground that time. She's off to the races. Hesitation move and stripped. Back and forth we go. Van Vlera end-to-end, fouled here by Koenig. And she's heading to the charity stripe.
Yeah, that's great hands down here on the other end by the Lady Pirates, getting in, stripping that basketball, and getting Van Vlera out in the open court where she is really comfortable, really aggressive. Get herself to the line for 2.
Second foul on Abby. Free throws have not been very generous so far for the Pirates.
2 for 4 there in that first half, and they're going to have to take advantage. As we talked about, they're not accustomed to scoring a lot of points, so they're going to have to knock down these free ones.
Able to connect on the second. Van Vlera, 68% shooter from the free throw line during the regular season, and almost was able to ricochet that one back into the field of play, but it will be Trucker basketball underneath here for one of these special possessions, as Coach Baylog likes to call them. See what they draw up here. They've got Abby charging hard, trying to get it to Brooklyn. And now Summer has it tapped away. What a hustle play to get down on the floor there by Farley.
Yeah, great hustle, that time. But they've done a great job defending that special play. They were trying to set a cross screen for Brooklyn Davis. But Perkins, as they normally do in their interior defense, done a great job communicating the switch, and they had to throw the ball deep and almost led to a turnover.
Foul actually went against Farley. You saw Summer just exercising some strength. And now Van Vlera with the tie-up. Jump ball. So we're headed back the other direction now.
Well, that's what it's going to take. It's going to take getting some extra possessions by turnovers or offensive rebounds. They're going to have to get more chances to score, is Perkins, in order to get back into the basketball game.
Van Vlera able to recollect and then fouled on her way to the hoop. So you definitely sense here there's a lot more urgency in the second half. So certainly these teams are going back and forth, but we're a minute and 13 seconds in only, and it seems like we've had a lot of action.
Right, and it's the aggressiveness of Lady Perkins, the Lady Pirates right here, trying to be aggressive, get the ball to the lane as Van Vlera gets an attempt.
Overshot the moon with the shot, but it's tipped away there by Kaufman. Nice job of getting a paw on it. Now they're going to look to reset. Ryan Orshowski in his first season barking out some orders, but he sees his team turn it over. Swiped away from Bruner. Now they'll set up Smith all alone, and she misfires.
Yeah, and that's a good look for Kinsey, and she just didn't get enough on it, shot it short. And, in the game against Bellevue, the Lady Pirates were able to just, in the second half, able to start putting their head down. And we're going to get an offensive foul.
Yeah, we'll take a second look here. This is going to go on Zaire. We'll see if we catch it.
No, I think they're going to call that on Farley off the ball. She kind of reached out her leg and caught a foul. That's a tough call, but a good one. I think she reached out her leg. I think she tripped one of the Lady Truckers.
Perkins going with some full court man-to-man. Smith able to blow by her defender, but backside poked away. It's happened to her a couple times tonight. Nice ball movement, leads to a deep two. And a great looking rebound there. As the Truckers race down the other way, Koenig and traffic shot blocked. And that's what Perkins did so well a couple of nights ago against Bellevue. They'll allow the dribble penetration, Effie, but then they just stand straight up. And as long as they're not fouling, they've been really solid.
And they have been offensively really aggressive on the offensive end. Norwalk been a little bit sloppy with the basketball here in the third quarter. Haven't scored yet here in this quarter. And I think they've had quite a few turnovers. They have missed their last 2, 4, 6, 7 field goals leading back to the second quarter. So they've been cold here.
Zaire, deep three wouldn't fall for her. And we've got another offensive foul.
And that is a huge call because they're going to call that, I think they're going to call that on Brooklyn Davis. They are. Brooklyn shielded one of the Perkins players from making the defensive play, and they caught her and called an offensive foul. That's 3 on Brooklyn Davis, and that's huge.
Yeah, that's a really tough break for them. You saw the kind of limited contact there with Brooklyn.
Right.
Clearing a little bit of space, so she's over on the bench at the 5:12 mark. Make note of that with the 3 fouls. But can Perkins take advantage? We've got just 1 point here
between
these two teams in 3 minutes.
Well, Perkins is accustomed to low-scoring quarters, and but Norwalk, it could be frustrating, I'm sure, for them.
Oh, that one rattled out, and man, I can't believe Koenig didn't get called for a foul there. Take another look.
Yeah, that was a tough fall, I think. Ooh.
And that's Zaire, who was on the receiving end of a little shove.
Aggressive, physical play. It's been that way for the majority of the game. These teams getting after it.
Kaufman found a little crease, kicked out to Van Vlera fresh off the bench. Couldn't handle it. Looked like she wanted to dial up a quick trigger three. Now off the drive, just an ill-advised pass, and it's going to turn into a foul. Ellie Mannion with the reach-in. Well, actually, they're going to call it on the backside.
Yeah, that's 12 total turnovers here, 3 already here in the third quarter for the Lady Pirates. A little sloppy here in this quarter for both teams. We'll start the second half.
Oh, Van Vlera selling out, gets the turnover. Truckers fans absolutely livid. They thought that Cameron fouled her as she dove in.
Wow.
They've got a decent argument.
Yeah, it was, she was handsy.
Oh my gosh. Tough catch there by Kaufman. Sets up Van Vlera. Cameron can't hit. Nothing but open pasture out in front here of Mosier. And that's the first points for the Truckers here in half two. 7 points for Kylie.
And that is the first field goal for the Truckers since about 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. So they desperately needed that basket.
Now Mannion gives it off here near side. Trying to find a crease to attack. Kaufman step through. And she's talking to the official instead of getting back on defense. So gives the Truckers a 3-on-3 here. Koenig forcing the issue. And they're going to say last touch by the Pirates. Kind of thought that Abby just threw this one.
Right. I think one of the Lady Pirates stepped in and got their hands on it, but I still thought she pushed it out afterwards.
Smith, how about the blow by, the acceleration.
Wow. It is really getting physical on both sides. And, you know, if you're an official or if you're a coach, I can take as long as it's on both sides. And I think that's what we got. It's being a lot of physical play on both sides. And they're not calling any ticky-tack fouls. It has to be a real foul as we get one right there.
It was Van Vlera who came away with the steal. Tried to get off to the races down the far sideline, and Moser cut her off for the fourth Norwalk foul here in the second half. So they're approaching getting Perkins into the bonus. And as a 63% free throw shooting team, it could be about their best option to try to get back into this game. Just stay aggressive offensively, see if you can't pick up a couple more.
But they got to get more direct offensive aggression. They've got to get some more driving lanes, and you know, as we're going to see here from Van Vlera, that's what they got to do. And Van Vlera was very effective against Bellevue with that, putting her head down and getting to the lane, and that's what Perkins is going to have to do early in their possession. Try to get to the free throw line, collect fouls against the Lady Truckers, and give themselves an opportunity to score. And then they can set up their defense if they can knock down free throws.
Yeah, good point. They've been pretty effective, definitely here in the second half of that full court pressure. And best case scenario here, actually that's the sixth foul, on Norwalk. So that they're out of fouls to give here, Effie. Could be a lot of Pirates free throws in the second half.
Yeah. And now we're seeing full court man-to-man by the Lady Pirates, giving a little token pressure.
Olery got lost there by Koenig. He's had a rough shooting just the whole district tournament.
You know, you can tell right now this is where Norwalk is missing Brooklyn Davis, because this is where you need to get the ball inside and get second chance opportunities. Nice find inside.
Yeah, sick fast, forces the timeout here. Brock Manlett trying to calm things down with his bunch, and definitely worth a second look. Check out this find, and a good job of just sneaking in behind the defense that time by Ullery. Got to the open spot to get her first bucket of the night, and all of a sudden just a 6-point game.
Well, and the Lady Pirates have done a great job, and they've certainly done a great job of that in the semifinal game. And it seems like some teams have certain fundamentals. When the ball goes to the high post, the player on the baseline back cuts, and that's what they've been doing the last couple games. So the ball went to the high post, and the player back cut was wide open underneath for an open layup. So, and as you said, we're down to a 6-point game. You know, Brooklyn Davis, you know, and I tell you, I got to be thinking about getting Davis back in the game. I know she's got 3 fouls, but we need to restore some order here offensively. They've got now 1 field goal here in the third quarter. We got just over 2 minutes to play. So the Lady Truckers are going to have to find a way to get points so they can get into their defense and make the Lady Pirates work a little harder offensively.
Davis is going to stay planted over on the sideline. It's going to be Norwalk basketball. Pirates look like they're going to stay in that full court man-to-man. Here comes Abby with Ullery locked up on her. She goes far side and
wow,
just kind of running right through that screen attempt.
It is physical out there. You got to be ready to play.
Smith with a step through.
Nice.
Got caught on the arm.
Yeah, that's a nice move. Nice aggressive move by Kinsey. She stepped in, nice Euro step, took the contact.
We've seen some fine footwork.
Yeah.
Both her and Van Valera, the 2 sophomores.
Wow.
They've been able to get some nice penetration and just step right around some folk. And that's the 3rd foul now on Cam Kaufman. This is where Norwalk struggles.
Right.
Kenzie is, especially as I noted earlier in the game, she's about 40% on the year.
Wow. That's in your face, Brian Skowronski.
Yeah. Prove me wrong, 10th grader. Good looking ball movement here by the Pirates. Van Valera to the cup and foul number 7.
That's the key. Van Valera and Cameron Kaufman putting their head down, and it's worked so well for them against Bellevue, and this is what they're trying to do again here in this second half. Be aggressive, get to the free throw line, give yourself opportunities close to the basket.
Every missed free throw going to be big, of course, for Perkins, as they have trailed the entire night. Cam, though, goes 1 of 2. 7 points now for Van Valera. As Smith has it poked away, able to retrieve it. And now Summer from the corner, since she hit those 2 in the first, has not done anything offensively.
Right, she's been cold here in the second half.
Zaire bumped. Thought they were going to call a traveling violation.
Well, and I think, what's happened is the Lady Pirates, even though they're still down 6, I think they've done a better job of adjusting to the tempo. We talked about them having to play at a slower tempo, but they're adjusting to this tempo. Now the score is where they like it at this point in the game.
You're right.
But the tempo itself, I think they've adjusted. They're handling the ball better. They're being aggressive. They're just not knocking down free throws. Here's an offensive rebound. Cameron Kaufman, that's a huge offensive rebound. And every minute that ticks away with Brooklyn Davis on the sideline, you could tell the effect that it has on the Lady Truckers.
So Kaufman on the free throw line, shooting 2. She's been great for them all season, but Effie, you look at her numbers tonight, she puts up over 11 per contest, just sitting on 2 points right now.
Right.
So their senior forward, they're definitely going to expect a little bit more from her over these last 9.5 minutes.
Right, and enough is enough for Coach Manlett. He brings Brooklyn Davis back in the ball game.
I think that's the wise move. I think you can trust Brooklyn to play strong defense. And, man, Perkins not helping their cause, trying to get back in the game at the free throw line. 2 big misses right there from Kaufman.
Wow, they have missed. How about that? They're down 6. They've missed 6 free throws here in this quarter.
Ouch. Good find there from Koenig. Baseline drive, just short, but how about that? Davis coming over, but the weak side block shot. Worth a second look. Truckers fans skying up to their feet. They thought that there was a foul on the body, and you see there was a little bit of contact there from Farley.
Wow. Immediate impact for Brooklyn Davis. She gets an offensive rebound right away.
30-second timeout taken by Brock. Wants an explanation, of course, about why there was not a foul there. We'll give it one more look here. Effie, you be the judge.
You know, I will say this. It may be, but it's in line with the way they've called the game all night. It's been physical. If nobody is swiping at your arms or if nobody is giving, you know, a wind-up in contact, they haven't been calling it. So if, you know, defender goes up, makes a little contact, they have not been calling that. They didn't call it that time.
Fair enough.
You've got to adjust as a player. And as coaches, you've got to get your temperament in order to understand that the game is going to be called physical and let your team know, hey, you can't be weak. You got to be able to play tough through some contact because they're not calling.
Smith down in the corner, bad spot. And, oh, man. I think she got away with a little push hook there.
She did. And
the referee's right there, though. So they're going to stop the game. Van Vleer was looking to check in. One official did blow the whistle. The other gave the basketball to Kenzie Smith to inbound.
Well, it just feels like people have places to go here. This has been a quick game, and I think, you know, the prospect of getting some of your Saturday evening to yourself after a tournament game.
Yeah, just 5 o'clock.
Nice. Just 5 o'clock.
Long way to go on this Saturday afternoon.
Nice shot.
Much needed for the Truckers, who have been struggling offensively, and so has Abby. Nice bucket for her. Defensive chance bellowing throughout the building now. Truckers fans trying to will their team to victory as Zaire misses, and it's tipped into the hands of Davis, who gets fouled.
Well, you know, I'll say this. Last 2 field goals since Brooklyn Davis has been in, both misses. She's got the rebound both times. So, you know, you talk about immediate impact. You know,
you think she's an impact performer?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. She's a difference maker, and careless inbounds.
Yeah, Mannion shot in there. Seen that one coming all the way. The Pirate retrieving the basketball. A man of dignity.
Absolutely.
Oh, really close to a 5-second count. That arm looked like it was about halfway over. Now Molman wanted to thread it inside. Instead, off the glass. Kenzie Smith a little embarrassed she didn't call it off the square, but hey, it counts the same.
Big shot for Kenzie. And Norwalk gets to set up their pressure defense here.
And all of a sudden, with Davis back on the floor, it's a 4-0 spurt for Norwalk. Final seconds here in the third. Smith being a disruptor.
A lot more energy on the defensive end, and that's what happens when you hit a shot, you come down, and you're able to rebound the basketball. And right now, Perkins has got to get the ball inside and try to continue the drive. And Valera you know, if it's me, I got to get Van Vlera the basketball, and like before, swing the basketball, get an open look, tell her to put her head down, get to the glass. If nothing else, draw a foul and get to the free throw line. Because throwing the ball around the perimeter against this Lady Trucker defense is a recipe for trouble.
Instead, it's going to be a 28-footer for Zaire. Van
Nice
Vlera
rebound.
there. Oh! Cannot secure the stick back, so we head to money time. Norwalk, they can taste it now, folks. They're on top by 10, looking for a trip to the regionals.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
District championship on the line here at Ashland, and money time has arrived here on this championship Saturday. Fans up on their feet, willing both programs to go out and get it done, but it's Norwalk, the top seed, that's in the driver's seat. I'm Brian Skowronski. Effie James is with me, and what a difference Brooklyn Davis made there at the end of that quarter.
Right.
It definitely felt to me like the momentum clearly was in Perkins' favor. 15
Right.
jumps off the bench. All of a sudden, they're right back in command.
Absolutely. Great defensive trap that time, and a great call by Coach Olszewski out of the timeout. He called a trapping defense where they trapped in the corner, and Norwalk was not expecting it, forcing Coach Manlett to call his timeout there. But those are the type of possessions where, you know, you try to make a difference, force a turnover, make something happen here to change the momentum. Because right now, momentum, as you said, is now clearly with the Lady Truckers.
And they've been able to see some of it thanks to the play of this young lady right here, the District 6 Player of the Year, Brooklyn Davis. Pretty decent numbers, 11 points, 6.5 rebounds, but it's all the other things that she does that you can't really measure and quantify in terms of the statistics that helps get her team into the position where they are now, the #1 seed on the verge of going to regionals for the first time. And I think they went several years ago when they had that young lady Thomas running the point guard.
Right.
She was a stud.
Yes.
But let me know in the comments section, Trucker Nation, fill me in on, have you been to a regional, and if so, when was the last time you went? Oh, careless with the basketball. Smith lost the handle. Oh, but an even worse pass there. Back to Papa. Kenzie can't cap it off. A lot going on there. Jump ball is how it ends.
And, you know, Kenzie still being aggressive here. They're up 10, and I like that. You know, so many times you see teams with a 10-point lead, fourth quarter, you know, try to milk the clock. You know, Kenzie saw the opportunity, so she was aggressive and drove to the lane.
Zaire off the screen, kicks it back out. Now here's Mannion off the bounce. And that just won't fall.
Yeah.
But another tough drive, and I think Perkins, they're starting to figure out how to attack this defense. Farley with the latest example right there.
Yeah, and that's the way you got to do it, and that's 4 on Brooklyn Davis, which again is huge. But Farley didn't wait at all. As soon as she caught it, she knew she put her head down. She was going to drive. But these free throws are critical. Missed free throws have been critical for Lady Pirates here in the second half. 7 missed free throws. They are 3 of 10 here in the second half.
I do see Greg chiming in as, again, they missed 2 free throws. but a foul on the rebound is going to go against Summer Molman. But Giselle Thomas, who's now at East Tennessee State University, did take them to regionals, and they lost to Norton a couple of years ago. I remember because I was there. I'm just old, Effie, and I sometimes I have a memory lapse.
I get it. I get it. Trust me, I know.
Finally, what was the drought? They missed like 6 in a row?
Right, 3 for 11 until that shot here in the second half.
So that gives 8 points now to Cameron, who was our MVP in the win over Bellevue. And now she's at her season average. Can they get it done for the mini Pirate on the sideline? He believes. Koenig's going to get tied up. Possession arrow going to keep it with Norwalk.
Yeah, great job. Again, with this man-to-man pressure, it's a run and jump type of pressure, and the Lady Pirates have done a great job. The thing about the run and jump is you can't jump while the ball handler is looking at you, and that time Cameron Kaufman done a great job of coming from behind to get the trap. Oh my, that was a tackle.
Looked more like a fullback trying to attack at the second level of the defense, right? Reaching forward for extra yards too was Abby.
Right.
And so now that's 7 fouls here on Perkins. Norwalk's going to be in the bonus the rest of the way. And the Truckers capitalizing right here. Getting Summer back on the floor. Molman checking in for Schlotterer. Perfect trip to the line.
Yeah. 3 for 4 from the free throw line for Norwalk in this half. Much better job from the line, taking advantage of those opportunities.
Van Vlera baseline drive, buckets. I love the sophomore. She's got some great game, and she's not afraid to just attack.
Absolutely.
Oh, backdoor, it was there. Great save by Emily with the hustle, but it leads to a 5-on-4. Zaire's not pushing the pace, though.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, you know, we talked about they're at their best when the tempo is a little slower, but considering the circumstances, you're down 8. You got to be a little bit aggressive. Nice shot.
Last 5 points for Perkins all belong to number 24. She's heating up with 13 points. And Koenig dribbled it right off her foot.
Absolutely.
So Abby Koenig's got a couple of turnovers here in the fourth quarter in the first couple minutes. And the window still very much ajar here for Perkins to try to get back in this game.
Absolutely. Plenty of time, and Cameron Van Vlera has been very active, getting open, finding open spots.
Oh, that would have been monstrous. Wow. Huge rebound, though, by Koenig. Rising above the rest. Who are they going to look for here offensively? Smith's camped out in the corner. Summer's more of a catch-and-shoot kind of player. She'll set up Kenzie!
How about it?
Hello! So the sophomores taking over late in this game.
Kenzie Smith, and watching her these last 2 games, she, no matter whether she missed her last shot, had a turnover the last play, she's able to let those plays go. She plays with great confidence, and another turnover.
It's going to be a traveling violation on Van Vlera. Let's see, she picks it up and move the pivot foot.
Absolutely.
So Norwalk gets a bit of a gift there, an unforced error. And here's Davis, who just checked in, swinging those elbows fearlessly, but she chucks it away, and that's got to be a foul. Yeah, it's going to be here on Emily Koenig. And now the student sections. This is the game within the game, Effie. When they start doing chants back and forth, that's what makes tournament basketball special to me.
Absolutely, and especially when it's interconference, because they start talking, they get personal with the
For sure. These kids know each other.
They know each other, so they get personal with the chants. It's cute.
Whew, these free throws.
Yeah.
I thought that it was going to be the feather in the cap for the Pirates, and instead it's been their downfall.
Well, I tell you what, they have been aggressive, and because of that, they've been to the line. They're just not cashing in. So, Coach Skowronski has got to be like, this is what is our game plan. We want to drive the ball. We want to be aggressive, get free throws, but they just have not been able to knock them down.
I mean, they are Antarctica cold out there from the charity stripe.
That is 4 for 5 for 13.
5 of 13 just in the second half.
Yes.
Wide open look. Mannion comes through. Huge shot. Timeout taken. And the Pirates back within 6. Great look this time, Zaire, right over the top of the defense. Hand down, man down, nothing but net.
Yeah, and those are the ones that could change the game. And because even though, you watch the game and it looks like Norwalk is really outplaying the Lady Pirates, but you look at the score, 1-3, they're down 6.
That's right.
Norwalk has been playing tough. Their tempo is high, but they've right now they've got 17 turnovers, and I think that's a big factor in why this is still a game, because as with much energy as they've been playing with, they've turned the ball over quite a bit, and they put the Lady Pirates on the line quite a bit. So if the Lady Pirates make half of the free throws that they've missed,
we're tied.
So, right now, they've got to be playing with some confidence and defensively. And we haven't talked much about how the Lady Pirates have played defensively. They have played solid defensively, especially here in the second half. And with Brooklyn James, that's my daughter, with Brooklyn Davis being on the sideline, they haven't had to contend with her on the offensive glass like they would normally have during the game. So that has played a big part as well.
So Brooklyn is on the floor, though, with those 4 fouls right now. As Koenig able to get out of trouble with the bounce. Now surveys and hands off here to Kenzie. Knocked down that ginormous 3 a couple possessions back. Oh, shovel pass in traffic to Davis.
Nice.
Crucial bucket there for the senior. Just 4 points for her. Everyone else stepping up tonight for Norwalk. Oh, let's see. They thought maybe Mannion got a piece of it. But, again, that's 2 inches in front of the referee's face. He's got a better look than you or I up here in the crowd, guys.
Sure.
You can still complain. I'm not telling you not to complain.
That's all right. That's the right. You buy a ticket, you get to complain.
Oh, nice dish by Mannion. And now Kaufman, pull-up jumper.
Nice pull-up by Cameron Kaufman. She's been a little quiet here in this the second half. They're going to need her to become more aggressive here and put points on the board. Now down 6, they need a big defensive stop. And if you're the Lady Truckers, you've got to execute. And Perkins has got to find Brooklyn Davis. She's down there wide open right now, but they draw the foul.
Yeah, this is going to go on Ellie Mannion. Team foul number 8, the first on Ellie, as a couple of substitutions coming back in for the Lady Pirates. Ulrey's getting into the fold. Back with Haley Bruner. She's been out for a little while. And Van Valera still over on the sideline. She was definitely the girl that was picking up the pieces offensively.
Absolutely.
As Smith buries the first free throw. These are crucial.
Absolutely.
In the comment section, Dora chiming in right now, says, let's go Pirates. It's going to make it tough, though, if Norwalk's going to be hitting their free throws.
They've knocked down their last 5 consecutive free throws, and that's a huge difference in this game.
Really tough three right there. Kaufman fouled in traffic. So Cameron, who just knocked down the jumper, going to the free throw line. She's only got 4 points. The 2 senior stars in this game combined for 8 points.
Wow.
That is stunning to me.
That is. That is. And Cameron Kaufman really being active offensively, even when she doesn't get the ball. Her activity led her to that offensive rebound.
Now Van Vleera will check in. Mannion exits. And both the seniors each with 4 fouls.
Wow.
And that's been a weakness tonight in Cameron's game. And a quick foul here. It's going to lead to some free throws for Abby.
Well, and I think that for the Lady Pirates, I think Coach Arcelormittal wants to, extend the game. He wants to foul, but there's certain players that he wants to foul.
This would be one of them, a 43%er, but
exactly. And you look at the statistics and you say, foul her, and they did right away. But she steps in and knocks it down. Clutch free throws.
Yeah, how about the 2 sophomores that shoot 42 and 43%, 4 for 4 when it matters most. Now the Pirates definitely got to start executing at a high percentage. Backside pass off the fingertips and out of bounds. So a giveaway here. Kaufman elected not to shoot the shot.
Right.
And instead it goes out of bounds. Ulrich just could not handle the pass.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple times from Cameron tonight. Just, that probably was the right play, but, she had an open look. Nice shot for Kinsey.
Kenzie Smith looking to put the game on ice. A game high 16 points tonight for the Super Soft. Trucker Nation up on their feet. As Davis goes diving in and almost got the turnover. But I want to go back to the other side.
Yeah, that's a big-time shot for Kenzie Davis. Steps right in, wide open. And again, situations like this, most people would say, hey, we're up 9 points, pull it out, run some clock, but she's playing with extreme confidence right now.
Ulrich's tried a bunch of really deep threes, hasn't made a single one. Right. And now a loose ball foul going against the Pirates. So the sand in their hourglass starting to run out here, Effie.
Yeah. Well, and one thing for sure, it's not because of lack of effort for either team. It is, I'm sure as coaches, I'm sure they'd like for their teams, both teams, to execute a little better. But what is looming large and with every shot is larger is the fact that the Lady Truckers have stepped up and knocked down their free throws.
No question.
Where the Lady Pirates have really struggled in that area.
6 straight free throws made for Norwalk. Now half the building rises up on their feet. Bucket here on the other end, though, for Perkins. So Ulrich trying to keep him around, but it's still an 11-point deficit.
Yeah, and it has been the dribble drive that has been successful for the Lady Pirates, but they have just had trouble handling the ball on the perimeter. But when able to get the ball to the mid-post area and dribble drive, they've had some success. But the Lady Trucker defense has been so energetic with great hands, great feet. It's been tough to get the ball inside. So, right now with 1:52 left to play, again, you would say the Lady Pirates want to be aggressive and try to get to the line normally. But right now they just got to hit some shots. They've got to be able to hit shots. And, in here, they got to try to get stops and maybe extend the game if they can't get a steal by fouling. But the Lady Truckers have been lights out from the free throw line here in the second half.
See how long Perkins elects to try to go for a steal before they put somebody on the charity stripe. And again, the numbers suggest that this is the girl you want there.
But you don't really want, not tonight anyway.
But she's been great.
Right.
Number 21, Ellie Mannion. Her second personal, at the line shooting 2 for Norwalk.
Back in the comment section, Shannon Celeste cheering on Kenzie Smith. And I got to tell you, I've seen her last 3 games in the tournament. I'm a fan.
Absolutely.
Like a lot about her game.
Well, and she's a clutch player. When the game gets tight, she seems to play cool, you know, and you can't say that about a lot of young players, especially, you know, just being a sophomore. That's amazing.
Can't sink the second, but a dozen-point cushion here for the Truckers. Just 90 seconds away from going to the regional. Summer Molman on the leak out, missed it in tight. And Emily Koenig comes in for the rebounds, bailing her out. You can tell Summer definitely is the three-point specialist.
Right.
She's had 2 missed layups tonight.
Yeah, it's too close for her. And she may have been too open on that one.
Substitution for Perkins, number 12. Maggie Foley.
One more coming up here for Emily Koenig.
Well, you have to be able to appreciate how the Lady Truckers have been able to win. You know, their games, all their games in the tournament, they've had a lot of adversity. They haven't played like extremely well for the entire game, but they have been able to step up in the second half when the game is on the line and really play well.
Off the bounce, into trouble. Ulrey traveled. Lady Truckers getting the ball back. Davis checking back in. Offensive defensive switch, her and Emily Koenig. Abby tosses it over the top.
And Lady Pirates deciding not to foul here. She's going to go for the steal.
And I don't mind it. This is why. Van Vlera trying to go coast to coast and too fast for her own good.
Right. Turnover number 18 for the Lady Pirates. And you know, Van Vlera is going to sit, and you know, the effort. You know, you have to applaud the effort by both teams, and you know, they don't want to give in yet, but it has been an excellent tournament for the Lady Pirates. But this number 1 seed, this Lady Truckers team, they are for real. You know, they are solid. They've got shooting. They play hard. They've got a star, and they've got depth on their team. They've got players that step up in big situations, and this is one of them. Kenzie Smith.
Gonna start calling her crunch time Kenzie.
Yeah, and for a sophomore, she's a solid basketball player. Having fun out there right now.
Yeah, she's giggling to herself. Just dribbling around like a 3-ring circus.
Right.
Final 10 seconds of the game. And the number 1 seeded Norwalk Lady Truckers are going to advance into the regionals. 47-35, your final score. They're going to cut down the nets here at Ashland. So we'll step aside and take a quick timeout so we can be back with the special ceremony, the net cutting, the medal presentation, and of course, there it is, the big trophy here in the house. So keep it here. We'll be back with all that and more right after a quick break.
Enough about me. Let's start the show. Starring me.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I will soon. Know as a child, back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my room. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom. I'm in a whip, so I gotta zoom. They tryna talk, they not in the room. I've been so real, I'm dead to the tomb. They in the way.
Coffee light on the soy milk and gently stirred. Don't forget the sugar this time either.
I'm doing fine. Don't see the vision, they looking so blind. I hear my.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Tired of trying to find the one? Well, look no further than Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield. Panda can help you create your perfect driving partner today with our Spitzer Speed Pass. Browse our new and used inventory to find the vehicle you love.
Like a new Ram 1500 during the President's Day sales event.
Next, Spitzer Speed Pass allows you to apply for financing, value your trade, and build your payment. Then it's time to meet your match in store or we'll deliver right to your door.
Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, reaching the unreachable student, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. We offer relevant workshops for coaches and student athletes, and with virtual options available for all trainings, call today and schedule your first session. James One Incorporated, first in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
Number 1, Haley Ritter.
We are back now with our post-game show driven by Spitzer Motors of Mansfield. You just saw the Lady Pirates of Perkins receive their medals and their trophy. Now it is time for the district champions of Norwalk for the second time in program history getting to experience this. What an awesome season it's been for them, Effie, and a really impressive team as you just talked about at the end of that fourth quarter.
Yeah, they have played well this tournament, and getting to a place where you can get a championship is always big for your school, your program, and your community. But they have played like a number 1 seed. They've had some struggles here and there, but they have been able to close out games. They've had different people step up in different times. So they are a deserving number 1 seed, and it'll be interesting to see how far they go in this tournament because they've got a lot of weapons. Their star didn't play a lot tonight. which speaks to their depth as a team. But they are, they're a solid ball team, and any team that plays defense and rebounds the way they do, shoots free throws that way, they're going to be a tough out in this tournament.
There's our coach, Brock Manlett, coming out, getting honored. Their assistant, Jen Swartz. And their JV coach, Steve Window.
And assistant coach, Chris Harkness.
Yeah, very well-coached basketball team, and you can tell, they're fundamentally sound. They do things the right way. They play with pace, and sometimes that's difficult to play with at such a high tempo, but they do a great job of it.
And there's the 4 seniors hoisting the new hardware for the trophy case that they're going to bring back to Norwalk, and the party is on here at Ashland Aero Arena. District champions for the second time in program history. What a season so far for Norwalk. We're going to take a photo here, so we'll check out the final stats of the night. And I put the total field goals missed as well up there for Perkins, just to kind of let you know that had they been able to knock down a few shots, Effie, this was a much closer game than the scoreboard would indicate. And then 9 of 21 from the foul line. That really was the Achilles heel.
It was. And it wasn't just the missed shot. It was one thing if they missed a lot of outside shots. They missed a lot of open opportunities underneath, along with the missed free throws. And this is a game that Coach Skowronski, when they get a chance to sit down and evaluate this game, they've done a great job of game planning. I thought they had a solid game plan coming in. They adjusted to the tempo well of the Lady Truckers. But it just came down to those simple things, knocking down. It's not about knocking down threes, because if that's not your game, that's not. But making layups and free throws is huge. And, the turnovers were essentially even. They forced them to play at a higher pace. They had 19 turnovers. Norwalk had 17, so that was a wash. It was the free throw shooting and the missed opportunities that cost the Lady Pirates tonight.
Yeah, no question. They got into the bonus, the 1-and-1 in the third quarter,
right,
and had 21 opportunities there to try to cut into the deficit and just could knock down their free throw. So that's a big reason why Norwalk right now is up here getting their little piece of history as they will move on to the regionals, Effie. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up here on my end and take a look at the brackets and see what they're going to be facing here. I know that they're going to be moving on to Mansfield, and they'll be playing at Mansfield Senior High. But I don't think the OHSA has not designated yet what other region they will be going toe-to-toe with. I don't think. Typically, I think it's been the Barberton region, Region 5. Oh, yes, it does tell you.
We're all learning on the fly. Nice.
So let's take on the Northeast 4. All right, let me go back here.
The suspense is killing us.
Who's it going to be? So, yeah, they will take on the winner of the Barberton Northeast. Oh, there it is. Oh, so it looks like they're going to play Akron St. Vincent St. Mary.
How about it?
Who took down Norton in their championship game earlier today, 49-34. So the Lady Irish and the Truckers over at Senior High. And, hey, if you guys want us to continue to cover Norwalk live and free, all we need is some sponsor support. That's right in our backyard. Matter of fact, I can throw a rock at Mansfield Senior from my house. So if you want to see us there, hit me up, Brian at OH.REPORT via email. Or you can text me, 970-629-0006, and let me know that you want to support the team, and we are happy to get them live and free coverage from Mansfield Senior next week at Regionals.
That'd be nice. I might stay late after work and watch the Lady Truckers play. They're a solid team. I like watching them play, and to see them move on to the regional, that's huge. That is huge for your community, and a community that travels very well. I'm expecting to see a great crowd at Pete Henry next week, so it'll be interesting.
And here is their star of stars, Brooklyn Davis, who got in foul trouble early in tonight's contest. Was able to stay out on the floor, though. Didn't foul out, folks, so give her a lot of credit for that.
Right.
As she finishes with just 4 points tonight. But a lot of other players stepped up in her place. They had the sophomores really do some nice work. It wasn't a great shooting night tonight for Abby Koenig, their leading scorer, who puts up 13 per contest, but she finished with 9 because she capped off her free throws at the end of the game. Summer Molman, early on in the contest, she hit those 2 threes. That was all that she did offensively tonight. They also got 9 points from Kylie Moser. And, of course, the girl who's going to be our MVP, Kenzie Smith, 19. I think she only had 7 at the break, so a dozen of those points came over the last 2 frames where she was just dynamic, Effie. I mean, she's a sophomore. She still had a couple of turnovers that you don't love, but at the same time, she's an excellent ball handler. She makes things happen. She hit a big 3 when things were getting tight there. It got down to 6, and she canned what I think was probably the biggest shot of the second half, and just brings a lot of charisma, and you can tell that her teammates just love her to pieces.
Yeah, and those 2 big shots she made in the fourth quarter, she made the corner 3, and then in transition, she came down where we were thinking, well, maybe you should pull it out and eat clock. She pulled up right there at the free throw line from 15-footer and knocked it down. Those were huge shots. And then defensively, you know, she played great perimeter defense, really aggressive. I'm sure she may have gotten a break during the game. I don't remember her getting a break, but she played extremely well on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, 19 points. Definitely had a decent chunk of assists too, probably between 3 and 5 tonight. And that award-winning smile, definitely at the end of the game. That was fun to watch her dribble around. She took the air out of the ball for a whole minute on her own.
Yeah, she done an excellent job. And, you know, she's the primary ball handler on this team, and you know, defensively, she's the catalyst, and we saw Bellevue play some tough, hard-nosed man-to-man defense in the game against Perkins on Thursday night. But this defense, perimeter-wise, was just as intense, just as tough, and Kenzie Smith was a huge part of that. They had so many turnovers in the backcourt, which it's tough to get your offense going when you can't get the ball inside. And you know, this Norwalk Trucker defense is very tough to execute against, and the fact that they have shot makers and playmakers makes them even tougher and harder to beat.
And I already got some text messages coming through saying they want to see their Lady Truckers, so we're going to try to make that happen for you guys this next week. Dive into the comment section for final time here on the Facebook. See what some of the fanfare looks like out there.
Nice. You know, I always liked the net ceremony, and there came a time, and you know, we're probably not proud of this now, but you know, in probably the early 2000s, maybe, and late 90s, you know, when I was coaching at Mansfield Senior with Coach Collins, we would get to the sectional, and we'd like, we don't want those nets. And I think back on that, I'm like, we got to be, you know, so many teams.
You only get so many opportunities.
You know, you only get so many opportunities. Yeah. And we got to a point where we just, we don't want those nets. We'll, but I think this is you know, for the communities, it's a great time. You very rarely see communities come together like you do tournament time, no matter the sport. And I've always enjoyed this time of year for boys and girls basketball. So congratulations again to the Norwalk Lady Truckers on an excellent tournament run so far, and they're still going.
Yeah, it's not going to end right here.
Absolutely.
Norwalk moving on, and no, maybe I misread it. Greg Higgins here, he's been commenting a lot tonight, and he seems to think that Norwalk will play either the winner of Toledo Rogers or Napoleon on Tuesday night at Mansfield. I do know that Akron St. Vincent St. Mary, they've been invited to the party. They're going to be there. They're one of the Final Four in that region. Mm-hmm. But Greg probably knows more than I do. So we'll side with him. And Napoleon, what an interesting story they are. If you didn't know, Toledo Central Catholic got kicked out the tournament after beating Napoleon. So they let Napoleon back in.
I did hear that. Yeah.
And now they're trying to make a run.
Wow.
They won the state 2 years ago. So It's a team that's capable, and they've got that tournament experience. So.
How about that? I don't think I've ever heard a situation where a team was disqualified during the tournament. Like I've seen teams do something, and then the following year they would be on probation or but not during the same year. Like
exactly.
that is, that's something new. But
all right, real quick, your comments. Gary is watching from Mexico. He congratulates Norwalk. I bet it's really nice down there.
Nice.
Carrie says, way to go, Lady Truckers. Beth, congratulations to the Truckers. Sandy shares the exact same sentiment. Greg, congratulations to the Lady Truckers. Get the next one at Regionals. Linda as well. Great win, Lady Truckers. April, everyone's in agreement. James says, go Truckers. Great team win. And we are going to take just one more timeout, and we will be back with our interview with our player of the game, Kenzie Smith, and then we'll wrap things up here from Ashland.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Tired of trying to find the one? Well, look no further than Spitzer Jeep Ram Mansfield. Panda can help you create your perfect driving partner today with our Spitzer Speed Pass. Browse our new and used inventory to find the vehicle you love.
Like a new Ram 1500 during the President's Day sales event.
Next, Spitzer Speed Pass allows you to apply for financing, value your trade, and build your payment. Then it's time to meet your match in store, or we'll deliver right to your door.
Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
James One Incorporated, providing innovative workshops and training for school districts throughout Ohio. We specialize in the areas of cultural awareness and sensitivity, reaching the unreachable student, dangers of teen substance abuse, and more. We offer relevant workshops for coaches and student athletes, and with virtual options available for all trainings, call today and schedule your first session. James One Incorporated, first in promoting excellence through quality professional development.
We are now back with our ArcelorMittal Player of the Game. We are joined by the sophomore, Kenzie Smith, who had an awesome second-half performance. 19 points to lead all scorers tonight, but most importantly, you get the dub. So just tell me about the satisfaction. It's been an awesome season for you girls from start to finish, of course, but to keep moving on, to cut down the nets, what's this felt like here about these last 10 minutes?
It feels amazing just being able to know we accomplished that and having our seniors and being able to do that for them. It just feels great.
Yeah, you got some nice veteran leadership on the squad, but then you got a nice collection of the sophomore class too. How have you guys been able to marry the two together, the younger with the older, and become this powerhouse?
A lot of us are really close, and we make sure that's a big part of us. We call it ATP, all the pieces, and we're all together, and we all stick together, and we all have team bonding, and we're just really close.
It's really evident you've got great camaraderie, and Brooklyn was telling us after the last game, you guys put on little tattoos before every game. What are you sporting tonight?
Today we have CB22 because after this game we said if we won we'd get a charter bus. And so that was our main goal for tonight, was that charter bus.
All right, so take me through the second half for you and your performance that you put on. Things got a little bit tighter. It was a 6-point game. And let's actually first start with that three-pointer that you hit out of the corner. I thought that was the biggest shot of the second half. You didn't even think about it. You just caught and shot. Did it feel like that was kind of a momentum-shifting?
Yeah, I felt like we needed to score in that moment because we went a good minute with only scoring about 2 points, and I know we had to get some shots up, so I just let it go and had to be confident about it.
And you were confident at the free throw line, too, on the season. I think you're 42%, but you were perfect down the stretch there from the free throw line. Do you take a lot of pride in just being a clutch performer at the end of the game?
Yeah, I feel like that's something someone has to take that lead, and being the point guard, I feel like that needs to be me at times, and when I know we need it, that's when I have to take over.
All right, so you guys are moving on to the round of regionals. I think just the second time in program history, if I'm not mistaken. So there's still a lot ahead of you. Is there anything that you want to make sure that you get tightened up before you go into the next round?
I think just keep making our free throws and make sure our defense is on point and just sticking together and having fun.
Well, you guys definitely did that tonight. You played with a lot of effort and energy, so congratulations on the district championship. You want to throw some love to anybody? Give a shout-out?
Just our coaches, my team, and my family. Thank you, guys.
All right, Kenzie Smith, our ArcelorMittal Player of the Game. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
Great game, Kenzie.
Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to welcome back in Effie James now to kind of put a bow on tonight's game. And that young lady right there, Effie, just give me kind of your thoughts and opinions on what you've seen from her here at this district tournament, because she's kind of the catalyst that gets things going around here.
Well, she is, like you said, she's a clutch performer, and I think that's the biggest value she has for this team. And, she had spurts where, she had some turnovers here or there, but when it's crunch time, she plays her best. And you can say that the very best players at all levels have that gene, and for her to be a 10th grader is outstanding. And she understands, and just listen to her in her interview, she understands the fact that her team needed a boost at that point. And she says, it's up to me. And to be a sophomore and think that way is an unbelievable trait. So, kudos to Kenzie, and she had a great game today. She's played a great tournament, and the future is bright for this program, to be frank about it. But for her, she has a lot of potential as a player, and I'm interested to see how she performs at the regional level, because now you actually get out of conference play finally.
Good point.
For them, they'll actually start seeing some teams they have not seen, with styles of games they have not seen and played against. So it'll be interesting to see how these Lady Truckers play against an unfamiliar basketball team. But I'll tell you what, I don't know whether we're doing the game at OH.REPORT or not, but I think if I got time, I'm certainly going to go watch the Lady Truckers at Mansfield, because I think they're a good team to watch, and it'll be great to see them compete against a team that's out of their conference for once this tournament.
Yeah, we'll definitely try to be out there. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to generate some revenue to bring in for the game and make it worth our time, Effie. But as you look at the season and how it came to a close here for the Lady Pirates. Again, another young team. They've got a lot to look forward to in their future. Cameron Kaufman, I think she had an uncharacteristic night tonight, just 5 points for her in her final game. And on the other side, we talked about Brooklyn Davis only had 4 tonight, but it was the 2 sophomores that stepped up for the Truckers, 28 combined points as they win the district. And then Van Vlera, a sophomore, led the other team, Perkins, in scoring tonight as they finish as district runner-up. So quick thoughts on what you saw from Perkins tonight and also on Thursday, and what they can look forward to down the road.
Well, I think for the Lady Pirates, they, again, have a good, strong, young team. And, with Van Vlera being so aggressive, defensively they've got great length. They play with great activity, and they play together as a team. And one thing that stands out about them as a team defensively, they communicate well. And that's so difficult to get any team to do. And the fact that their core is young and is going to be back, a lot of those players will be back. There's no reason why we may not see this matchup again at this point. But they played well this tournament and competed well from the beginning of the game to the end, no matter who they were playing.
Yeah, they brought a lot of juice to the floor
for
every time they stepped on it. But that is going to wrap up our coverage here from Ashland High School. Just the first of 3 district championship girls games that we have today, and then also we have a boys sectional championship tonight going down at Northmore. So if you just keep it locked into the OH Report, you are going to be entertained for the next several hours of the day with lots of big-time basketball coming up. Got to thank our generous sponsors for help bringing you live and free coverage tonight. Spitzer Motors of Mansfield, 89 homes and building improvements. ArcelorMittal, with over 130 years strong here in Ohio. Both Lacey Construction and Spherion Mid-Ohio, along with James 1 Inc. My fabulous staff here. Adam Thompson helps put together all these cool graphics and stuff that we showcase to you guys. Jory Hollenbeck working the camera tonight, always does a phenomenal job. I'm Brian Skowronski for Effie James saying so long from Ashland. But keep it locked, like I said, lots more still to come on the OH Report tonight. Peace out. Enjoy your Saturday.